E3's over. What do we have for stuff going down? Absolutely nothing. It's funny because stuff is just clammed up now that E3's over. So what we're going to do for this week's stuff going down is we're going to go back and talk about the ones that didn't have a press conference. We're going to talk about Nintendo.
And it's important.
Yes, very important. Very important. So, what's going on YouTube? This is three guys with stuff going down. School bus.
Octo.
Luck Angel.
I still don't like that Octo. There needs to be something with it.
Don't hate, appreciate.
I'm going to start calling you Puss.
Yeah, Octopus. No, just Puss.
I've heard worse.
Puss.
Yeah. I've heard worse.
So, what do y'all think about Nintendo's decision not to have... Well, it's not so much anymore about their decision not to have an E3 press conference, just what they did with the Nintendo Direct. What they said. What do you think?
Where did it help them? It didn't really help them very much. The whole point of having an E3 press conference is to generate new appeal for your system. And all they did was they took already fans by using Nintendo Direct and said, hey, we're coming out with games that you probably already know because you're looking at Nintendo Direct. If you're not a big Nintendo fan, you didn't go on Nintendo Direct to watch a press conference, even if you have the system.
Correct.
Yeah, I feel like Nintendo is just stuck in this niche market for those who want something different from the 360 and the PS4.
Well, see, technically, if you really think about it, they're not even trying to be all that different. Because Call of Duty Ghosts coming to Nintendo Wii, Assassin's Creed 4, a lot of your big titles for later on this year are all coming out on the Wii U as well.
That's true. But I mean, it's still like a secondary console when you look at it. Because honestly, I don't know a single friend of mine that has a Wii alone. Like, they will have a 360 or a PS3 with their Wii.
Yeah. Now, I find it interesting that you made that comment about it being a secondary console, because that's exactly how I feel about it. I think the Wii U accentuates any other console in the house. So why does it not have a secondary console price?
Because Nintendo still needs to be in this market as a high-up system. Otherwise, they're not making any money. They're currently not making... They didn't make any money when the Wii came out originally. They were having troubles then. So what do? They make a second Wii. And decide that will fix everything. And it didn't.
By the way, is that out yet?
Yes, it's out.
Really?
See, and this just demonstrates the problem. Nobody really knows anything about the Wii U. The number one question I get asked is it just a gamepad? Like, is it just a controller? Or is it a brand new system? Like, the marketing for this was horrible. Horrible.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they decided, with all their genius ideas, that since nobody knows about the Wii U, let's hold a private press conference to talk about the Wii U. That if you don't have a Wii or a Wii U, you're not going to be able to see.
Yeah.
So, as far as what they did announce, is it too little, too late, or?
It was too late, probably when it came out in October.
Yeah.
It was already too late then. So to try to do anything at E3 really probably wouldn't have helped them out that much anyway. But they should have still done something. If they had announced at E3, hey, we're making Super Smash. Hey, look there's Mega Man. And they showed some gameplay footage. There would have been people out the door to buy a Wii U.
It just really makes me wonder, because they did announce some good games. As you mentioned, they did announce Super Smash. They did announce Super Mario World 3... No, excuse me, Super Mario 3D World.
Which in the last 2 years, they've put out so many Mario games that it's almost getting a little bit tedious.
I think we need... I mean, everybody loves Mario.
Oh yeah,
and
it's iconic.
Yeah, and I can see why they're putting out more of them, but I really would have liked to see another Mario Galaxy type game, just something new. Maybe not necessarily Mario Galaxy 3, but I think when Nintendo came out with the Mario Galaxy series, I was really excited, just because it was Mario, but it was something different.
Right.
Yeah.
I would like to see them do something different instead of just another new.
The problem Nintendo has right now is the same problem I feel like most of these new consoles, the PS4 and the Xbox One. There's no new titles that look incredible, like an iconic title. Granted, you have Destiny coming out, but that's on both consoles. Everything's multi-platform. It used to be, okay, you had to own an Xbox to play Halo. and when it came out, everybody was crazy for it. You had to own a PlayStation to play Metal Gear Solid or Kingdom Hearts, and you had to own a Nintendo to play Super Smash and to play Mario. Now, granted, Mario and Super Smash are still Nintendo-based only, but nobody really cares about another Mario game.
Yeah, and I think that's where Nintendo's just playing way too safe. I don't think that they're trying to go beyond what it can
Right.
be. And aside from the fact that the Wii U is not even going to compare to the PS3 or the Xbox, it's
No.
just like
I'm going to pay $329. $350
yeah.
for the Wii U for a 32 gig hard drive, or I'm going to pay $399 for the PS4 with a 500 gig hard drive.
And just
and a better graphics processor.
Exactly.
At that.
And just the fact that they've pulled back, they've now removed their bottom console, the 8 gig unit, the basic
Exactly,
unit.
yeah.
You're not going to be able to get it in stores anymore after tomorrow. So, and you would think, along with that, they would do a price drop for the Elite model.
Nope.
But no,
Like,
they're still
nope.
asking for $350. They
Yeah.
think that the announcement of a new Mario game in Super Smash Bros. Brawl is...
They are Nintendo and they are worth it. That is their motto. Everything
Yeah.
they do, all they do is say, hey, we did this. Well, why'd you do that? That wasn't a good idea. Because we're Nintendo and we can.
And it's all about legacy for them. I mean,
It
they
is.
are the ones who pretty much revolutionized video gaming as we know it.
Right.
But still, there's got to be a time where you got to just move on and realize that you're not at the head of the pack anymore. You got to find a way to just get to that next step. I
Right.
mean,
They jumped way ahead when they came out with motion controllers. That
Yeah.
jumped the industry ahead by far.
mhm.
And so that made Xbox decide to come out with the Kinect and Sony come out with the Move to try to keep up. That was awesome because everybody bought the Wii.
Exactly.
It was revolutionary. Now they kind of took a step back and decided, hey, we're going to make this touchscreen that isn't available yet commercially. You have
Yes.
to buy a Wii U in
You
order
have
to
to
get
buy
one.
a Wii U.
Kind of looks like
And
a PSP.
it only
to
can
me.
use one at a time. So if you have 2 or 3 kids wanting to play with this new controller, you're going to have a lot of fights on your hands.
Exactly.
And it is
Yeah.
a kid console. I'm sorry.
And heaven
Yeah.
forbid one of them break because you can't go out to the store and buy a replacement.
Exactly.
You're just SOL.
Got to buy another
Exactly.
$350 console.
So, speaking of what you said about legacy, you know, the lack of indie support is really, I think, what killed the Wii for a lot of hardcore gamers.
Yeah.
I agree.
And it's really interesting, but how important is that indie support? Because Microsoft's not very indie friendly either. And now it's transferring on into the Xbox One because so many indie games, because now they've got the new rule saying that any indie developers have to have a publisher before Microsoft will allow them
And
to.
you know what? I agree with that, and I'll tell you why. Because if you look through the Xbox indie game list, you scroll through, it's just dating sim, big boob chick, and then you get into some which are like, let's throw a monkey in here. He's gonna throw his poop at other monkeys, and it's terrible. It's just glitchy as hell. So they take no time in these games, and they want me to pay money for it. Microsoft is doing Control. It is finally taking a stand, which I am proud of.
Well, see, okay, I can understand that, but what about those indie developers who make good games, who can support themselves because their games are good?
There are a few of them out there, but there's so few of those compared to the other side that you just kind of make a choice. And yeah, it's going to affect some other people. But in reality, most indie games start out as a PC title. And if you want to be an indie developer, you're really going to start developing for the PC. That's your biggest indie community out there anyway. So to get on Xbox, you really just move from PC to Xbox. Somebody will most likely pick you up if you are that good. Like they did with the Half-Life 2.
Yeah.
Everybody made stuff off the Half-Life 2 engine. A lot of them got picked up. Amnesia was an indie game. That's now one of the most popular indie games out there. It won tons of awards.
Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see. And as far as Nintendo goes, I'm pretty sure they're going the route of Sega.
Yeah.
Yes.
They might not. They might even be further down.
All right, YouTube. Well, that's it for Stuff Going Down. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe down at the bottom. Make sure you comment with any ideas we have for future episodes. This next week's episode's core episode topic is going to be things we hate in video games. And
Okay.
trust
Try to
us,
keep it down to 15 minutes.
trust us, there's a lot of them, so we'll try to keep it down.
Yeah.
Other than that, we'll catch y'all Friday.